Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest stories.
My name is Melanie, 57, retired, and settled into a quiet life with my husband Mark after 30 years of marriage. I thought my days of surprises were over, that life had found its gentle rhythm, mornings in my garden, afternoons lost in historical novels, evenings spent with Mark in our cozy home. But one Friday night dinner shattered that illusion, unraveling the threads of my serene existence.
It began innocently enough at the home of Mark's colleague Jeff and his wife Allison. Jeff, in his late 40s, was magnetic silver hair, sharp wit, and a presence that filled any room. Allison, warm and elegant, had a gift for turning simple gatherings into unforgettable evenings. Their suburban colonial home, with its trimmed hedges and inviting porch, radiated charm. Inside, soft jazz mingled with the aroma of roasted garlic and fresh herbs. Candlelight danced across beige and pale blue walls, casting playful shadows that wrapped me in warmth.
"Melanie, so glad you're here." Allison greeted, her voice as soothing as the music. She pulled me into a warm hug, her genuine kindness easing my nerves. "Thank you, Allison," I replied, smiling. "This place smells divine."
At the dinner table, Jeff poured wine, his rich voice spinning tales of his recent travels. Laughter flowed freely, and Mark glowed free from the weight of his demanding job. Over chocolate mousse topped with raspberries, Jeff turned to me. "Melanie, Mark says you're a wizard with plants. My roses are struggling. Any tips?" I laughed, flattered. "Not a wizard, just patient. I'd be happy to take a look." His eyes lingered a moment too long, and a flush crept up my cheeks. I brushed it off as imagination.
After dessert, Jeff led me to the patio bathed in moonlight. The cool breeze carried jasmine from Allison's garden, and delicate outdoor lights illuminated wilting roses. Mark and Allison stayed inside, lost in talk of vacation plans. Jeff crouched by the roses, beckoning me closer. "See how the leaves are yellowing?" he asked, his voice soft or curious. I leaned in, suddenly aware of our proximity. My pulse quickened. "They might need more nitrogen," I said, trying to sound steady. Then Jeff's tone shifted. "Melanie, I envy what you and Mark have. Allison and we've drifted apart." His candor caught me off guard. "Every marriage has its seasons," Jeff, I offered. Before I could say more, his hand brushed mine, a fleeting touch that sent a spark through me, equal parts guilt and thrill. "I'm sorry," he said, pulling back, embarrassed. Instinct urged me to retreat, but something deeper made me stay. "It's okay," I whispered, surprising myself. "You're just being honest." In that quiet moment, an unspoken tension bloomed, a connection I hadn't felt in years. Back inside, Mark's familiar smile grounded me, but it carried a new weight. Jeff kept his distance, lost in thought. The evening ended politely, but my mind was tangled in what had unfolded. That night, as Mark slept, I stared at the ceiling, restless. Was I flattered by Jeff's attention, or had he awakened something dormant? Could one moment unsettle the peace I'd built? Guilt gnawed, but curiosity stirred, a fragile bud unfurling in my chest, vibrant yet dangerous. Days later, the patio moment lingered. Jeff's confession echoed stirring feelings I'd forgotten. I loved Mark deeply, my partner of decades, yet Jeff's vulnerability touched a hidden part of me. One afternoon, pruning lilacs in my garden sanctuary, Mark called from the porch. "Melanie, you have a visitor." My heart leapt. Jeff stood there in a blue button-down, his expression warm but cautious. "Sorry for dropping by," he said, stepping closer. "I wanted to talk about those roses, but if you're busy..." "No, it's fine," I replied, my voice betraying a hint of eagerness. Mark chuckled, oblivious, and returned inside, leaving us alone. Silence hung heavy, charged with unspoken words. Jeff broke it. "Melanie, I'm sorry about the other night. I crossed a line and it's been weighing on me." His blue eyes held genuine regret.
Relief and disappointment swirled in me. "No need to apologize," I said softly. He stepped closer, voice low. "Something happened that night. I've tried to ignore it, but I can't stop thinking about you." My breath caught. "Jeff, I'm married happily. This isn't right." I know he said pained. "I'd never ask you to betray Mark. But this connection, it's real." Silence fell, leaves rustling above us. My heart pounded, torn between loyalty and the pull of his honesty. "Thank you for being open," I said finally. "But we can't act on this. It's unfair to everyone." He nodded, taking my hand gently. "I respect that. If friendship is all we can have, it's enough." I pulled away. Friendship. Nothing more. Weeks passed, marked by cautious texts, gardening tips, small talk, each deepening our bond, despite my efforts to keep distance. When Mark mentioned Jeff and Allison would join us at a company gala, my pulse raced. The ballroom sparkled with chandeliers and soft music. Jeff's eyes found mine across the room, igniting a spark. At dinner, our stolen glances carried unspoken longing. When Mark and Allison danced, Jeff offered his hand. May I hesitant, I accepted. As we swayed, the world faded. "You look beautiful," he whispered. My cheeks warmed. "Jeff, we agreed to be friends." His eyes held mine. "Friendship only makes me admire you more." The music ended, but our gaze lingered. "I shouldn't feel this way," I murmured, trembling. His fingers brushed my cheek, sending shivers down my spine. "I feel it too, but I'll respect your choice." I stepped back, torn between yearning and duty. Then came a reckoning. Jeff texted asking to meet at a quiet cafe. His face was grave. "Allison knows. She sensed something at the gala and confronted me. I told her everything, our connection, though nothing physical happened." Panic gripped me. "What now?" I whispered. He took my hand. "Allison and I agreed to be honest. I needed to tell you. If you want to walk away, I'll accept it. But if you feel even a fraction of what I do, we need to face it." His words struck deep. "Jeff Mark is my world, but you've awakened something in me. I can't hurt him or Allison." He nodded. "Hiding the truth hurts more. We need to be honest with them." That night, I faced Mark. "I need to talk," I said, voice shaking. His eyes softened with concern. "What's wrong, Melanie?" I took a breath. "Recently, I've felt drawn to someone else emotionally, not physically. It's Jeff." His face shifted from shock to quiet pain. "I saw how he looked at you at the gala," he said. Tears fell. "Mark, I love you. I didn't mean for this to happen." He took my hand. "Thank you for being honest. It hurts, but I understand. You're human." His grace broke me. "What do we do?" I asked. He smiled faintly. "Take time. Find what your heart wants. I just want you to be happy." In the weeks that followed, Mark and I talked openly, rediscovering depths of our bond. Jeff and Allison sought counseling, and Jeff and I kept our distance, reflecting. One afternoon, as I tended my garden, Mark brought tea and sat beside me. "Melanie, our marriage is built on love, friendship, and honesty. Maybe it's time we allow each other to seek happiness, even if it means change." Tears welled. "Are you saying we should explore this?" He held my hand. "I'm saying I love you enough to let you find what your heart needs, even if it's with Jeff. You deserve joy." In my garden, among swaying flowers, I saw the truth. Life, like a garden, demands courage and growth. Relationships aren't about routine, but connection and respect. What seemed impossible led me to my path. As Mark laughed with Jeff and Allison inside, I knew the hardest choices lay ahead. But honesty would light the way to self-discovery and growth. What happened next will leave you stunned.